Okay, time to wrap it up for trading this afternoon, today. We came into the E-mini with one sell in mind. If we didn't break, we thought we'd be able to buy the 2030 area. Put a question mark at 2035. But we had one sell. Got a nice rally off the low right here. Retest failure. Trade if you traded before the market opened right up here. This was a nice trade off that. This B trade worked for a winner. This trade came off the value area high. Not one of our prescribed trades that we teach, but it was there nonetheless. And right here's the retest failure. Gives you a good trade. Right here's a B that gives you a good trade. So both those trades worked. These trades took a long time to develop. Got down to the mean green line. Came back up. Our mean green trade that we took live in the room right here, we were stopped out, not instantly, but pretty quickly. And that's the way it goes. So we were 2 out of 3 today. If you took the minimum amount trading target of 2 points each as opposed to 3, you would have picked up a gross 4 and you lost 2, so you were net 2 for the day. If you'd taken 3s, if you'd exited 3, which you could have, then you would be up 4 for the day. But we always take the most conservative. Don't want to fluff or overstate anything. Market was swung. It was taken lower overnight because of Saudi Arabia's attack on Yemen. As reports came back in from Yemen, who was killed on the battlefield, and so this market came back. The news today was supportive for the stock markets. Both numbers came in higher than forecast. Reasonable day. Got to talk through 3 trades. We had Rich Genders on for crude oil, and it's a good market, and it's especially a good market for beginning trader because of you don't have to wait. I mean, the trades work quickly or they really don't work at all. Okay, the F1 screen on the E-mini, lower high, lower low, that makes us sellers tomorrow. Like we said, if we can keep closing it below 2050, there's more to come to the downside. Go back up above 2050, then my guess is we're going to get some retracement and probably another look at 2075. As usual, when the market sells, we get lots of articles talking about how the bear market has begun. Doubt it because of the Fed. If you're a fundamentalist and you're trading macro news announcements, most of the time they come in lower than forecast around the globe and in the United States. So right now, looking at this, we're rejecting prices below 2040, and we've rejected prices above basically 2057, and looks like we might close it in the 2048, 2050 area. This is a P, so it's counter the F1 screen, so this tends to reinforce the trading range tomorrow. GDP, third revision, plus 2.4. Deflator, plus a tenth. Michigan sentiment, 92. This news is old news. No one will pay any attention to it. The one that has the most clout will probably be Michigan sentiment, and I think the issue is which side of 2050 are we trading tomorrow? All tempered by the news out of Yemen. So if the market were to close right here, we'd be trying to sell 54s, 56s, and 59s, 61s, trying to pick up this area right in here where that spill came from. And on the buy side, starting out 40, 42, 35, 37. Basically, I'm seeing a trading range and perhaps with a lower bias. You know, if it weren't for Fed intervention and the games that are played, it would be a lot easier to make the calls in the E-mini now. But that's just, that's the fact of life of this market. We have to deal with it. We have to make our calls no matter what. And if you're long the stock market and all your holdings, you probably like it. If you're a trader, you're probably confused a little bit on how the market rallies on bad news and sells on good news. And it all gets back to Fed support and manipulation of the market, which is why it does that. Financial got slammed hard today. F1 screen year seller. We finished weak. We've had this run up on the F1 screen all the way from 26.27. We got all the way up to 29.11. The Yemen war news hit, and we find ourselves back at 28.07. So normally we would expect a pause day. This screen tells us to be a seller at least one time tomorrow, and if we can't break the market, then we'll play for pause consolidation. It's also option expiration, and that tends to pause the market. We came in this morning 28.5, 29.5 with a mathematical close at 29. That's going to be pretty hard to do tomorrow. So we'll have to see where the play was today, where the puts and the calls were, and we'll make our adjustment in the morning off of that. Looking at the F2 screen, 7-year auction was today. We split at the auction. We split at the day session. Definitely dealing with 2Bs, a double distribution lower. We've got this low volume area down here at 27.30, 28.03, and the actual low volume numbers at 28.02. So we might have pretty good support at 28 to the buck. So the idea, a little bit lower but not break the market. We'll make 29.01 buy one and 21.25 buy two. On the sell side, failure to take out 12 to 16. And then 19 to 23. GDP news for this one is old news. Probably won't pay a lot of attention to it. If we can't get through 12, we definitely want to be on the short side of the market. Knob spread came in today, pretty good selling, extra selling. That's where a lot of the extra juice comes from in the ZB contract compared to the note. It is knob liquidation, knob acquisition. We got very, very low volume numbers between 63.02 and 130. The low volume number is right there at 7, so 1 to 5 buy 1, and then buy 2, 25 to 29. We'll pick up this high volume area. Last rotate up, and L period stopped at 28, K period 30. We have this spill from 21. We're currently at 12, so we'll make 19.23 sell 1, 27.31 sell 2. That's it for the bond. Okay, gold is a risk-off, risk-on type of investment. If things get really risky, it can rally. So this 1200 area right here, the high volume number is 95 to 97. It is pointed lower, so let's try it again, 95 to 97. Pick up this high volume area right here. And then 90, 92. On the sell side, 5 to 7, and then 9 to 11. hard for me. It's hard to see that the bottom can fall out of gold because of what is going on around the globe. Be interesting to see what we get out of Yemen overnight. It's not over. There'll be some news will go in the favor of the coalition. Some news won't. Right now, oil production is not threatened. Basically, it's the Shia and Iran versus the Sunnis and Saudi Arabia. And the Sunni, they call it a Sunni-Shia rift. It's when those two groups get together, it's hard to stop the bloodshed. So this is a religious war in a sense too, and those are harder. And you see it in Iraq, where they go out and liberate areas, and they've just liberated the Sunni Iraqis from the ISIS. Then the Shia militias or soldiers that liberated the Sunnis kill them. I mean, it's a tough deal, a very, very tough deal. 50 to 75, sell one. 52, 52 and a quarter. Sell two. On the buy side, we're back in this area right here. So this 50-50, 50-75 area, buy one. And then again, I do like the 50 area because, especially the first time into it, because it's a number that will at least slow down the buying or selling. People will take profits against that. I like the short side of the euro. As always, supposedly there will be a workable deal out of Greece of how they're going to realistically and address their overspending, how they're going to get their house in order, how they're going to cut their spending. It's supposed to be out on Monday. I would be surprised if it was there on Monday in the detail that they'd like to see out of the European Central Bank. But let's hope that it is. We've said when they got a deal that if the market had rallied into that deal, it would be the perfect sale. We were hoping to sell the 110, 111 area, and the market got stops above 110.50. And here we find ourselves at 108.90. So got this little low volume area here, 108.50 will be buy one. Make it 50 to 60. And then 108.15 to 25 buy two. Want to sell the 15 to 25 area. Pretty aggressive, but should work for us. Than 50 to 60 for sell two. Okay, be watching the news overnight for what's going on in Yemen. Any big news? Fighting escalates. Gold, treasury, crude oil should go up. Saudi Arabia more in control. Come down. They're not going against an organized military. It's going to be fairly, like in all situations, it's fairly easy once you've gotten control of a large city to maintain control in that large city. It's very, very expensive fighting. A lot of people get killed. But it's almost impossible to go out and take control of the countryside. So if it truly is a Shia-led faction fighting the Sunni Saudis, it can go on for a long time. And the best Saudi could hope for would be put a friendly government back in power in Yemen and then maintain enough troops there where the peasants can't, the Shias, peasants, the other people that have gripes against the government don't have enough power to rise up and throw the government over again. Been a pretty good day of trading. I want to thank Rich for what he did today. I will see you bright and early in the morning, 6:45 Central. Y'all have a great evening.